Canadian spy agencies are being accused of improperly obtaining and sharing information on citizens. Two reports reveal how CSIS and CSEC, a top secret agency involved in foreign intelligence, have both been bending and breaking the rules when it comes to metadata. That's things like information associated with phone numbers, emails, or IP addresses. Canada's public safety and defence ministers were grilled about the issues today.
Let's put this all in the context where we find ourselves as a new government. We have undertaken a complete review of the security intelligence framework. That review will be proceeding over the next weeks and months. The objective here is to make sure that our security and policing agencies are effective in keeping Canadians safe, and secondly, that they're properly respecting Canadian rights and freedoms.
Senior correspondent Terry Malewski is in Ottawa tonight. Terry, let's start with CSIS first. What did the spy agency do that it shouldn't have done?
Well, it certainly sounds serious. Most Canadians will take it seriously, I think, Chris, if they discover that CSIS, the domestic spy agency, was somehow, we don't know how, getting hold of tax files on Canadians. And the first problem, obviously, is that, number one, this came out in 2013 but was kept quiet. No, the public wasn't told about it. Second, it turns out that at first CSIS claimed that this was just an isolated case. That turned out to be false. And then they claimed that all the tax information had been deleted from their database. And that also turned out to be false. So there's clearly a problem that needs to be cleaned up. None of it inspires confidence. It doesn't help that we still don't know which CSIS office was doing this, or, more importantly, how did they get these files?
Problems, too, with another super-secret agency, CSEC, the communications side of our spy business, if you will. What did they do? What's all this about the metadata?
Well, this case is really shrouded in even more mystery than the CSIS case. Essentially, CSEC, or the Communications Security Establishment, they're supposed to spy on foreigners as CSIS does the domestic scene. And it turns out that, again, way back in 2013, they discovered that some of the information, the metadata, that's data about computer communications, which they routinely share with the so-called Five Eyes partners, English-speaking UK, US, Australia, New Zealand. It's a tightly knit little intelligence club. Some of the information that they were sharing with the Five Eyes had not been properly scrubbed to protect the privacy of Canadians, which should have been scrubbed automatically by the computer. Well, they say it was a software glitch, and you have to think, well, a software glitch that popped up in 2013, and here we are 2016, and it hasn't been fixed yet, which is why they've stopped. In 2014, they stopped sharing some, they won't say exactly how much of this data, and they're still not sharing it. The other problem is, again, we don't know how much their data was being shared, which should not have been. We don't know if some of that metadata was then investigated more deeply to reveal the identities and the names of the people who generated these metadata signals, IP addresses, email accounts, and the like. And amazingly, a CSE official who briefed us under a cloak of anonymity told us that don't worry about this because our Five Eyes partners wouldn't dream of using such information without telling us. And so once again, you have to think, really? All of these international intelligence agencies, MI5, CIA, they're such Pollyannas they wouldn't dream of using information that might infringe some Canadian privacy law. You think, really?
All right. Thanks for this, Terry.
Thanks.